Brad Gagnon dissects NFL award odds chaos, revealing surprising contenders and unexpected favorites. The NFL awards season is shaping up to be a roller coaster ride with odds fluctuating dramatically as the season progresses. Amidst the chaos, Brad Gagnon has taken a deep dive into the current landscape of award contenders, providing a nuanced analysis of the favorites and the dark horses that might surprise fans and analysts alike. As the weeks unfold, the odds for various NFL awards are experiencing significant volatility. Teams and players are constantly adjusting their performances, leading to a dynamic environment where favorites can quickly fall from grace while unexpected contenders emerge. Gagnon meticulously examines these shifts, highlighting key performances that have influenced betting lines and public perception. In his analysis, Gagnon outlines the standout players who have positioned themselves as serious contenders for the league's most prestigious awards. He breaks down their statistics, recent performances, and the narratives that could sway voters. This includes not only the expected stars, but also those who have flown under the radar, making compelling cases for why they deserve recognition. Unexpected favorites. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Gagnon's analysis is his identification of unexpected favorites. These are players who, despite not being in the spotlight, have consistently delivered impressive performances that could catch the attention of voters. By examining their contributions to their teams and their potential for standout moments in the remainder of the season, Gagnon sheds light on why these players should not be overlooked. Arguments for and against Gagnon doesn't shy away from presenting a balanced view. For every contender he champions, he also outlines potential pitfalls and reasons why certain players may fall short. This comprehensive approach allows readers to understand the complexities of the awards race, providing a well-rounded perspective that goes beyond mere statistics. Conclusion: as the NFL season continues to unfold, the race for awards is sure to become even more intense. With Gagnon's insights into the ever-changing odds and the players who are making waves, fans and analysts alike will find themselves better equipped to navigate the unpredictable waters of the NFL awards landscape. The air was thick with speculation. It was early July, the dead zone of the NFL calendar. No games, no training camp, just hype and hearsay. But for seasoned NFL analyst Brad Gagnon, this was the perfect time to dig deeper. As sportsbooks scrambled to adjust their odds in response to player rumors, emerging stars, and off-season shifts, Gagnon sat behind a glowing laptop screen, fingers poised like a conductor about to lead a symphony of chaos, screaming at the boss, push, 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 pushing push now. Work on the manic and a case. Something's off, he tweeted cryptically, tagging no one but triggering a wave of DMs from fantasy football fanatics and gamblers alike. The NFL award odds weren't just shifting, they were unraveling, and Brad, naturally, was ready to dissect the madness. The MVP mirage, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, the usual suspects, floated near the top of the MVP odds like well-worn buoys. But Gagnon noticed the undercurrents. There's something sneaky happening in Detroit, he wrote in a column, that immediately trended on X, formerly Twitter. Jared Goff, the man everyone once wrote off as a system quarterback, had quietly climbed into the top 10 in MVP odds. Gagnon, never afraid to question narratives, dove into the Lions tape from the last season and preseason whispers. Ben Johnson's offense isn't just good, it's surgical, he wrote. Goff's rise wasn't just about stats. It was about a confluence of timing, chemistry, and overlooked dominance in a market still conditioned to expect disappointment from Detroit. The numbers don't lie, but the narratives, they definitely mislead, Goff Young warned. Offensive Player of the Year, the Taylor twist. Jonathan Taylor had fallen off the radar after a contract dispute and an injury-plagued season, but a recent odds shift from plus 3,000 to plus 1,800 in a matter of days caught Gagnon's analytical eye. He traced the breadcrumbs: a revitalized Colts offensive line, early reports of Taylor's top speed clocking in higher than his rookie year, and perhaps most tellingly, a leak from an anonymous AFC South defensive coach. He looks like 2021 Derrick Henry, but with better hands. Taylor, playing with a chip the size of Lucas Oil Stadium on his shoulder, had become a silent storm. Gagnon labeled him the comeback chaos card, predicting he'd finish top 3 in total yards from scrimmage. Don't blink, he warned. The Colts might just ride him into January relevance. Defensive Player of the Year. The Source Effect. Everyone expected Micah Parsons or TJ Watt to top the Defensive Player of the Year odds. But as Gagnon scanned the latest movement, he saw an unusual spike. Sauce Gardner was creeping up the list. Cornerbacks don't win this award, Gagnon wrote, but Sauce isn't your average cornerback. He compared Gardner's shutdown metrics to early career Revis and Charles Woodson, pointing out that in a league increasingly dominated by aerial assaults, Sauce was an anti-aircraft system with cleats. But the real kicker? The Jets' defense was projected to spend more time on the field due to Aaron Rodgers' riskier offensive pace, giving Gardner more snaps, more passes defended, and more national spotlight. If the Jets win 11-plus games, and Sauce has even 5 picks, Brad mused, voters will be unable to ignore the lockdown legacy he's building in real time. Rookie of the Year. The QB you don't know. The Offensive Rookie of the Year race, as usual, was quarterback heavy. But the problem was, it was the baby of the group. As usual, had a few swallows. And the problem was the Jets went from one of the worst teams to a relatively good team. Why? They didn't let what was decide who they are, not who the team uses to be. The problem was, the Jets went far too fast. Caleb Williams, Jayden Daniels, and Drake May sat atop the odds mountain. But Brad found his muse in the foothills, in a name barely whispered outside of Arizona. Don't look now, but Devin Leary is throwing absolute lasers in Cardinals camp, Brad reported, citing off-season minicamp footage and insider buzz. Originally projected as a third-string clipboard holder, Leary had wowed the staff with his poise and arm strength. She coached with Kyler Murray's future uncertain and a team in rebuild mode. Whispers of a potential trade surfaced. Gagnon theorized, if Leary starts by week 4 and clicks with Marvin Harrison Jr., we're looking at the Cinderella arc of the decade. In a 40-hour period, Leary's Ori odds jumped from plus 15,000 to plus 4,000, and Gagnon's inbox exploded. Coach of the Year, the Zen Master in Green Bay, the award odds. Chaos didn't spare the sideline generals either. Dan Campbell, Kyle Shanahan, and Matt LaFleur were all in the mix, but one of them, Brad noticed, was being underestimated. LaFleur, having successfully navigated a turbulent transition from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, was now quietly orchestrating a top-5 offense. There's a reason the Packers are always in the mix, Gagnon wrote. It's not luck. It's LaFleur's system. He likened LaFleur to a Midwestern Mike McDaniel, but with less caffeine and more patience. With Green Bay's young core gelling and Love showing Pro Bowl potential, Gagnon elevated LaFleur to dark horse status for COI honors. Look beyond the coastal glam and spotlight soundbites, he wrote. Sometimes consistency is revolutionary. The final word, Brad Gagnon, had always thrived in the storm. The chaos of odd shifts, the blur between speculation and insight. As Vegas adjusted and NFL fans recalibrated their futures bets, one thing was clear. The old narratives were collapsing. Football is a game of inches, Gagnon concluded in his widely shared Substack post. But award season? That's a game of perception. And right now, perception is up for grabs. With a smirk, he clicked publish. The chaos wasn't ending, it was just beginning.